Now, please welcome senior Natasha Wallman, who will give the prelude.
Every high school has a mascot. Horizon has the Huskies, North Canyon the Rattlers, and our school, Shadow Mountain, is represented by the Matadors. The tradition came about after sports teams began using symbols as good luck charms at competitions. In a sense, their team would take on the symbol's qualities and it would help them to be successful. You've also probably heard this question 1,000 times before. What does it mean to be a Matador? I don't know about you, but I noticed it on the announcements this year so much more than the others. But I think I know why. Most of the time, being a Matador means to take pride in our school by making the right choices, being respectful, wearing your IDs, or something else that has to do with the kind of cheese you see on those old posters in the cafeteria. I'm not talking about that though. I'm talking about what it means to be a literal Matador. As in a Matador in an arena with a flowing crimson cape and a very angry bull chasing after it. You see, we all have a goal in our lives, and every single one is different. Some people's goals may not put up much of a fight, but others may not have been quite so tame. Some people's goals have sharpened horns and fire in their eyes that says, hey, I'm gonna kill you now. The Matador's job is to put on a show. He dances around the arena, dust billowing up from around his feet, waving his cape to steer like he's not the slightest bit afraid. He dodges and counters brutal attacks a typical logic-minded person would run away from. For a while, it seems like the Matador is the upper hand. The animal is confused, charging at the cape only to have it ripped away from its path time and time again. But this doesn't last long. Then the bull has the Matador cornered, its rage growing more explosive by the second. This bull is going to kill him. The Matador feels like he should give up, but he doesn't. Instead, he draws his saber and, well, you know the rest. The bull is defeated, and the Matador always wins. That's why people come to watch the fight. That's why we are Matadors. That's why we're standing here today. This symbol was selected for our school because the Matador never quits in the face of obstacles. He wouldn't be doing his job if he did. For someone who's barely said 2 words in public, this actually was part of my bullfight. I've struggled my entire life to express myself. I just smile and nod, making sure not to call any attention to myself at all. It was easier that way. Silence and invisibility are my safe zone. On the first day of high school, I was mute until the bell rang at 2:10. This is the polar opposite. I'm terrified, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm speaking to more people than I ever thought I would, or even could. But I killed that bull, and I won. And so have all of you. In some way or another, you're here tonight because you won high school. We've earned the title of Matador, and that's something we're going to carry with us for the rest of our lives. This isn't the end of the fight, though. It's the opening ceremonies to another. Except this time, as we walk into the arena, our capes aren't red. They're blue and gold.
Thank you, Natasha. Please stand for the presentation of the colors by Shadow Mountain ROTC, commanded by Chief Master Sergeant Milroy, and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem performed by our seniors in choir and orchestra, directed by Mr. Rick Ross.
Please be seated.
Before I begin speaking to the class of 2017, it's important to say goodbye to Shadow Mountain High School teachers and staff who will be moving on. Please join me in wishing farewell to Marty Bennett, Crystal Brum, Ashley Anna Bird, Megan Chandler, Robert Coy, Chelsea Cusimano, Billy Disler, Brock Farrell, Tiffany Gibbs, Katarina Powers, Rick Ross, Alyssa Schellenberg, Albert Stiersdorfer, Lydia Tejerino Gomez, Mike Warren, and Connie Withers. Thank you for your service to Shadow Mountain High School, and please remember, once a Matador, always a Matador. Class of 2017. Every year, I have the honor of standing on stage and welcoming our community and extolling the virtues of the current graduating class. It never gets old, because each graduating class has its own distinct character and its own distinct personality. When I look back on the remarkable accomplishments of this class, I am struck by the genuine goodness and kindness of this group of students. On the day I began writing this speech, I was standing outside my office, monitoring passing, as you guys have seen me do a million times. And I saw one of our senior football stars standing in the quad, talking with one of our special matadors from the self-contained class. They were laughing and smiling as good friends do. And when the bell rang, they gave each other knuckles and went to class. It wasn't unusual. Those two students frequently hung out the quad between passing in a group of students, but the genuine caring and respect between these two very different students was inspiring. What makes the class of 2017 memorable? They have character. Their kindness to each other, to their teachers, to the community, and to the faculty has been felt on campus for 4 years. Teachers have commented to me over and over that this is a class that they will miss. They are dedicated, humble, hardworking, and just plain nice. Even the senior pranks by these students were inoffensive and fun. When I look back on the class of 2017, I will remember them fondly. A few years ago, Mike Smith, professional skateboarder and inspirational speaker, came to speak to this class. What he said was short but profound. He said, "Work hard and be nice." I am sure that he would be proud of the class of 2017. I know I am. So what makes the class of 2017 special? Let's see, here are some of their accomplishments this year. In academics, this class has been offered over $4.3 billion in scholarships. The average senior class of only 19 students was offered $1 million in scholarships alone. In March, our seniors blew up the teens' math and engineering competition to take first place. In the arts, we received an excellent rating in orchestra, concert, and jazz bands. Our band, with great senior leadership, represented Arizona at the 75th annual Pearl Harbor Memorial in Waikiki. Our choir had 47 performances, including performances at Arlington National Cemetery. Drama, with amazing senior leadership, tackled the Addams Family and the Laramie Project with record-breaking attendance. In athletics, our boys basketball team, led by seniors, won their third state basketball championship in 4 years and played in the national tournament in New York. Our girls basketball team went as far as I've seen them go and made it into the playoffs this year. They were phenomenal. We had 15 students qualify for state and track, 3 football seniors with full-ride scholarships, a senior state wrestling champion, and post-play for both boys and girls golf. Clearly, the class of 2017 worked hard. And those are all great accomplishments. But like I said, what really sets this class apart is their incredible kindness and their generosity. And that is demonstrated in their community service this year. Veterans Heritage Project performed over 1,000 hours of community service. Key Club performed over 4,000 hours of community service. The A-Team performed over 256 hours of community service. Air Force ROTC completed over 4,300 hours of community service and was awarded the Silver Star Community Service with Excellence Award by Headquarters. Our North Valley cadets had countless hours of community service working at all sorts of events throughout the valley. The Special Education Transition Program performed over 1,000 hours of community service, bringing the grand total of community service by this class to over 10,500 hours. Stugo raised $1,700 for Make-A-Wish Foundation and recruited over 150 blood donors, and we were officially designated a No Place for Hate school. Class of 2017, you are great scholars, gifted athletes, and talented musicians. You have experienced great triumph in athletics and in the classroom. But most of all, you're an amazing group of young people whose kindness, character, and service to your community will not be forgotten. Class of 2017, thank you for being Matadors. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Sue Skidmore, member of the Paradise Valley Unified School District Governing Board.
It's great to be back in my hood and bring greetings to the class of 217 on behalf of the Governing Board. You are the 41st class to graduate from Shadow Mountain, and tonight you reach your first educational mile marker, high school graduation. Now some of you will go on to higher education, some of you will enter the military and receive specialized skills, and some of you will enter the workforce and be afforded hands-on training. But none, no, not one of you will ever stop learning. Tonight, you have a number of folk to thank. First, you need to thank your parents, family, and friends for putting up with your antics and encouraging you and loving you even when you didn't love yourself. And yes, I suspect on numerous occasions they had your tires rotated when you were were swerving across the center line. And you also need to thank your principals, counselors, teachers, and staff members for bringing you to this moment. When you were lost, they showed you various routes to success, particularly when the GPS on your cell phone didn't work. We must remember always that teaching is the most important profession in the world. For without a teacher, there can be no plumber, no scientist, no nurse, nor an attorney general. Now, in closing, I'd like to acknowledge several members of the class of 2017 who defied roadblocks and traffic jams to be here tonight. Anton, Armenian, a very special matador who loves going to school every day and adores Ms. Reese. Rebello Carbolata, who swiftly overcame his language barrier, is a competitive swimmer and will enter college in the fall. And then there's Emma Everson and Ashley Vosek, who encountered numerous health barricades, yet they continued to negotiate every turn. And then there's finally Oceana Brown, who survived her home life crash and went on to become a Matador cheerleader. And she thanks Ms. Probst for helping her pursue her dream of becoming a pediatric surgeon. Now, life's road is sometimes dirt, and sometimes it's paved, but it's filled with twists and hairpin curves, with obstacles, and sometimes even red lights. May each of you safely reach your destination. May you never run out of gas. For the time has come, class of 217, to start your engines. Enjoy your ride.
Thank you, Dr. Scipio. Please join me in welcoming the Voices of Shadow Advanced Choir to sing our musical message, Corner of the Sky. Thank you, Voices of Shadow and Director Mr. Rick Ross. Now, it is a special honor and a privilege to introduce a special guest speaker. State Attorney General Mark Brnovich is a Matador, and we are thrilled to have him to speak to the class of 2017 this evening. Let's welcome him.
Thank you all for being here tonight. I must admit that I am almost overcome by emotion. Not only did I graduate from Shadow Mountain, but all of my sisters did as well. And so for me, Principal Appleman, Dr. Skidmore, I appreciate you for having me. And if you don't mind, I'm going to take a selfie. All right, hopefully that came out and it'll be on the Twitter page later. I apologize. When I graduated from Shadow Mountain, before any of the graduates tonight were born, it was many moons ago. And at that time, there was a movie out that some of your parents may remember called Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And, right on, this is for the parents out there, to keep everyone engaged here. There's a scene in that movie where they were doing a field trip to a hospital, and thanks, allergies. And during the field trip, Jeff Spicoli, who's one of the characters in the movie, is not in the class. And as they're going on this field trip, the teacher asks, "Hey, wait a minute, are you in my class?" And he says, "I am today." And he smiles and goes in on the field trip. And so I feel a little bit like Spicoli, because I'm in class today, here I am, even though I'm not graduating with you. And for those of you that do remember that movie, aloha, Mr. Hand. So, just looking at all the graduates and all the future you have before you, like I said, it's a humbling experience because there's so much opportunity out there. But I've done a lot of speeches and a lot of presentations. As I said, this one's really special. But I was reminded of a recent graduation at an elementary school. And there was a couple of students that decided to give their teachers a present. And the first student, whose parents owned a florist shop, I apologize, next time I gotta take some allergy medicine. They owned a florist shop, and the kid gave the wrap present to the teacher, and she got it and looked at it and said, "I bet you there's flowers in here." And Johnny said, "Oh my gosh, how'd you guess?" And she just smiled and said, "Well, thank you very much." Second kid, whose parents owned a candy store, gave her a wrap present as well. Teacher grabbed the box, shook it, and she goes, "I bet you there's chocolates in here." And Susan just smiled and laughed and said, "How did you know?" Teacher said, "Well, I'm a teacher, I know." The third student, his parents owned a chain of liquor stores, and gave the teacher a wrap box that was leaking. So the teacher touched the fluid and said, "I bet you this is white wine." Girl said, "No, it's not." Teacher tasted it again and said, "Is it champagne?" She said, "No, it's not." Teacher said, "I give up, what is it?" And she said, "It's a puppy." And so, the reason why I tell that story is it's a great example that teachers, principals, even the Attorney General, we may know a lot of things, but we don't know everything. And as you go through life, you'll appreciate that there is always something that maybe you don't know, and people aren't as smart or as dumb as you think they are. And so we need to make sure that you stay engaged and learn lessons. And so if you will indulge me, I'm going to tell you a few things of the lessons that I've learned in the 30 years that I've graduated from this high school that may help you. And the first and foremost is I want to remind all the graduates that there's no elevator to success. You got to take the stairs. And in today's day and age, it's sometimes hard to forget. Even myself, So much has changed from the time that I went to high school here. In fact, nowadays I'll be watching TV with my kids, my girls, and I'll say something and they pick up their phones and they start fact checking me. And but in the real world, things don't always happen as fast as we like. And so being able to be patient and persistent is very, very important. And even here at Shadow Mountain, the school has changed. In some ways, not very much. The outside looks the same. This football stadium's the same, even though it's got different turf. You know, a lot of the buildings are the same. The library, when Principal Appleman gave me a tour, the library's in the same spot it was when I went to school here. But I'll tell you what's different. When I was there was these things called books, and you had to go in there and you had to pull them out and you check them out. And now you look at the library and it's full of computers, it's full of technology. I saw people taking classes in Mandarin Chinese online. There's even a 3D printer at the high school. Things that, quite frankly, were unimaginable when I went to school here. So as you begin your career, you pursue your dreams, always remember that things change, but it takes hard work and it takes persistence to get you where you want to be. Or as Kid Rock may say, you get what you put in and people get what they deserve. 2, I think it's very important that you always remember that the decisions you make will have an effect on you. And sometimes they're small decisions and they may seem inconsequential. Maybe you're worried about, you know, the dance next weekend or what you're going to do, you know, over summer break. But the reality is all these small decisions you make over time will have an impact on where you ultimately end up. And I will tell you, there's people that I went to school with here that were very popular and very good students. And I'll never forget sitting in court one day when I was a young prosecutor and I was looking at the names of the cases, and there was a person there that I went to school with that I knew pretty well. And he was being sent to prison for a drug offense. He had made some very, very poor decisions in his life. And I thought it was tragic that in a 10-year span, he had gone from sitting here to sitting in handcuffs in a courtroom being ready to be sent to prison. So never, never forget that the decisions you make, even the small ones, sometimes will have repercussions on your future. But that doesn't mean any of us are perfect. In fact, I think the students here know Mr. Tazinski. When I was going to high school here, Mr. Tazinski was my AP history teacher. And there are folks like, I know my friend, I think Jacques here, Jacques Monroe, my good friend, who grew up here. We still live in the neighborhood, and a couple of others. I had to confess to Mr. Tazinski tonight that indeed 30 years ago, we TP'd his house. And, but I'm not encouraging anyone to TP anybody's house tonight. What I'm saying is sometimes we do stupid things, but the key is, do you learn from that and do you move on to make better decisions? And in that regard, the next lesson I would say that's important is always remember your reputation's important. No matter what you do, whether you go on to college, whether you go into the workforce, whether you become an entrepreneur, your reputation means everything. In Shakespeare's Othello, he wrote, "He who steals my purse steals trash, but he who filches my good name robs me of something that does not enrich him, but makes me poor indeed." In other words, you should protect your reputation at all times. Because I know you're graduating from Shadow Mountain, and we have a lot of great graduates from this school, but that doesn't mean that you've succeeded and you're done. In fact, frankly, you'll be put in situations as you go forward in life, more and more situations, where you might have to compromise your ethics or integrity. And you always need to remember to keep your integrity intact, and always think, do the right thing for the right reason in the right way, and eventually it'll all work out. Sometimes it doesn't seem that way, but it is. And I will tell you, the caveat to that about your reputation is this is a small world. And it seems like there's not a day that goes by that I do not meet someone that graduated from this very high school. And we're proud Matadors. And so you should realize that in a lot of ways, even though Phoenix is, you know, the 4th, 5th largest city in the country, this is still a small town in a lot of ways. The other thing I want to remind you all of is that it's important to be a team player. You can always accomplish more working with others than you can by yourself. And no one at any job, no matter what you do, likes a complainer. So as you pursue your career and your goals, no matter what they are, remember the most successful people in life understand people skills. And people skills starts with listening, not hearing, with listening. So there are times when there's going to be someone that disagrees with you or disagrees with your point of view, but you should empathize with them. You should try to understand how they feel. It may not mean that you may agree with them, but it's a very, very vital skill in life to be able to listen to people and to consider their point of view. And I will tell you what, that it is important to be a team player because, as they say, wisdom and kindness go hand in hand. And the same people you meet in life as you climb up those stairs may be the same people you see one day on your way down the stairs, and you may need a helping hand from them. So there's always going to be people out there that are haters or that are going to try to discourage you. But I guess as Katy Perry recently saying, I would tell you, swish, swish. That's for the young kids. Sorry, they understand that. I think you guys understand that. Also, keep an eye on the big picture. When I say big picture, I'm not talking about, a 72-inch HD TV. I'm not talking about trying to find the best spot in the cafeteria or trying to hang out with the cool kids or joining the best fraternity or sorority. I'm talking about something even more important than that. It's recognizing the opportunities that you have. Your life is just beginning. It's just starting. It's like the first chapter of a book, and no one's written that book. Only you can write that book. And I will tell you that when I was a young prosecutor, I remember I was assigned an office when I was at the Attorney General's office that they called the broom closet. It was the smallest office. It had no windows, and people kind of joked about it. And I would make the joke that, well, it's like a fitting room. I can change into my suit every morning. But the funny thing is, and I don't mean this in any sort of, spike in the football kind of way, but, a decade later, I now sit in the biggest office with the biggest windows at the Attorney General's office. And that's because I focused on doing the right thing in the right way, and I didn't worry about gossip, and I didn't worry about complaining about, my salary or the office I had. And that's going to happen in life. There's going to be people you see that you think, wait a minute, that person doesn't deserve that job. That person doesn't deserve that salary. They don't deserve that office. But I assure you that if you keep pressing forward and do the right thing in the right way, everything will work out. Are you still with me, Matadors? All right. Tell you, there's a lot of people in life that pay thousands of dollars for a life coach. I'm giving you this stuff for free, so. Two last points I really want to emphasize is that Henry David Thoreau said that most people lead lives of quiet desperation. I urge you to live your life deliberately. Find something that you enjoy and you're passionate about and do it. You also have to earn a living, and if you're truly blessed, those will be one and the same thing. And also, finally, understand the power of persistence. I will tell you, I grew up here, I went to Desert Cove Elementary, Shea Middle School, Shadow Mountain. I didn't even speak English as my first language, but I was always urged to keep learning and keep pushing, and that's what I did. And President Coolidge said, nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education alone will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. And so, as you begin the next chapters of your life, I think it's important to remember that high school was not an ending point. It was a starting point. Like a book or a movie, this is just the opening act of the opening scene. And it's up to you to decide. Do you want to write a blockbuster? Do you want to write a bestseller? So make sure you find something you're passionate about, do it, put your effort into it, and I can't wait to see you in the future as my fellow Matadors. May God bless you with the faith and courage to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Brnovich. It is with great pride that I introduce Ms. Cindy Yu.
Hands. to look down at their hands right now and thank them. Thank your parents because they use their hands to care for you. And thank your teachers that sit with us for using their hands to grade our papers for us. For the amount of grief they've been through, I'd venture to say that our hands are pretty handsome. We've used our hands to scroll through our phones as we procrastinated, then to type up essays an hour before they were due because we were procrastinating, and to gesture needlessly during presentations. Our hands have done everything for us, whether it be filling in forms or waving at our friends. In 7th grade, I wanted to be a hand model. But luckily for us, dreams change, but I've got to hand it to you. I don't want any of us to have dreams anymore. I mean, we won't have the chance anyways because we'll be procrastinating, but I want us to stop dreaming. Dreams are simply hallucinations we experience while we sleep, and while your hands can get you somewhere if you have the ability to walk on them, our feet are the ones to get us there, the practical ones, the less dramatic ones that don't gesture at everything we say. They're the ones that nervously tap at the ground and know how to stop. So become as rational as our feet and create goals so that they can take you there, one step at a time. Your feet will be the ones to help you complete your goal because even if you are on the right track, you will get run over if you just sit there waving at oncoming cars. Hands. They're not any less important than feet, and they're going to do something very important for us. They're going to shape the rest of our lives bit by bit, and it'll be a slow process, but we've made it this far. So we're going to reach out with our hands, take that diploma, and that'll be the first tile of our next big project. So now we're going to wave goodbye and maybe get run over a few times. But all we really need to remember is that the future really is in our hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Now our senior class president, Ellie Lister, will now present the senior class gift to Sophia Packard, student body vice president-elect for the 2017-18 school year.
As tradition, the senior class donates a gift to the school. We, the class of 2017, are donating 2 student bottle filling water stations. We'd like to present this gift to our incoming student body vice president-elect, Sophia Packard.
As student body vice president-elect, I accept this gift from the class of 2017.
We will now have the farewell address by Kaylee Maynard, student body president, class of 2017.
Good evening, parents, friends, and family. It is so exciting to be able to say congratulations to the class of 2017. And I have to say, I never thought that this night would come. Not in the way that I would never achieve the requirements to graduate, but in the way that the portrayal of high school through the masses of entertainment has produced a false reality that makes high school appear to be never ending. Thanks to shows like Pretty Little Liars, high school and all of its endeavors appear to last 7 years, which simply is not true for those of us sitting here tonight. And I believe these portrayals are to blame for making this night seem so unreal. While nothing about the past 4 years has resembled a Netflix series, that definitely doesn't mean that the past 4 years were uneventful. I hope you look back on your high school experience as more than just a set of significant memories, but as a time when you found that you could push past your personal breaking points. And I hope you proved those limits to be untrue. For me, it seemed each year was more complicated than the last. Each year presented its own set of unique challenges. And I hope that you have used these past 4 years to challenge yourself into new experiences that soon proved your anxieties and fears to be incapable of holding you back. When the unknown, unpredictable, and unwavering challenges of your future come, I hope that you remember that the ability to learn and grow is within you. Humans are not born with an unyielding ability to overcome. So as the future calls you to test unknown limits and push yourselves to discover what you can and cannot handle, I truly hope you find the best version of yourself. Class of 2017, it has been a privilege to grow with you. I wish nothing but the very best for you, and I am honored to have shared this chapter with you all. Shadow Mountain, I will always cherish the opportunities you and I have experienced to prove that together we are resilient. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaylee. It is my great pleasure to introduce Catherine Prudhomme.
In the Middle Ages, map makers would adorn the unexplored regions of the world with paintings of dragons and other beasts. Anything that was unexplored and frightening should be avoided. In a way, this practice makes sense. Who knew what horrible things awaited in the unknown? After all, exploring was dangerous business. People simply sailed off and vanished, potentially eaten by some terrible sea monster. One way to cope was to draw these dragons and imagine all the horrible things lurking just beyond the border of the known world. As I stepped onto Shadow's campus for the first time, I definitely believed I was entering dragon-infested waters. What was going to happen to me in this strange land known as high school? Everything within me wanted to bolt back to my safe, explored region of my map and continue filling up the borders with dragons. However, the boat of my life was quickly careening toward the vast, unknown land called Shadow Mountain. Looking back, I can see that this is a tad dramatic, but the fright was real. I had heard rumors of demanding teachers, crowded hallways, and mandatory ID badges. Tasks that are easy today were catastrophic challenges my freshman year. However, as I was forced further into uncharted territory, I began to conquer my dragons. I learned how to do my physics homework and sit in the right section during assemblies. I met new friends, made new mistakes, and tried new things. Slowly, I learned that those dragons I had dreaded were really just new experiences and adventures. Just because I didn't know what I was going to face didn't mean I needed to cower in fear. Standing on this stage today, I no longer see any dragons at Shadow Mountain. All our experiences have been carefully recorded. The borders are clear, the area explored. We are off to our next adventure. But don't misunderstand, there definitely are still dragons. I guarantee you at one point or another, all of us will be quaking in fear of something. The future is unknown and scary sometimes. What will be lurking in the still unexplored regions of my life? But if I have learned anything from my time at Shadow, it is that the fear of the future can never be a reason to stay in my comfort zone. It is much easier to draw monsters on a map than to pick up an oar and paddle towards them. But if we stay still, there will forever be uncharted territory, opportunities missed. So I say to you, class of 2017, pick up your oar and try not to drop it. Go face your dragons, make new memories, and fill in more of your map. Move forward into the unknown, even if you feel like it is the first day of freshman year. And when we sail bravely into uncharted territory, we will be able to say with confidence, here lie adventures beyond belief. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Please join me in welcoming the Voices of Shadow Advanced Choir to sing our musical message, Sing.
It doesn't matter if you're gonna run.
Thank you, Voices of Shadow, and Director, Mr. Rick Ross. Really was a show then, wasn't it? I would now like to present Ms. Ellie Lister, President, Class of 2017, Zoe Jacoby, Vice President, Class of 2017, and Vanessa Warner, Secretary Treasurer, Class of 2017.
As your senior class, we're standing up here today to give you a speech about our past, present, and future experiences. Many of our past memories start with us sitting on our couches watching Disney movies, absorbing all the information just like we are here today. One of our favorite Disney movies, The Lion King, The Wise Bamboo, Rafiki says, "Oh yes, the past can hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from it." Disney has helped us build our past and learn that we are not defined by our past, but shaped into who we are. This journey that is our past started with our parents, going with us to our first day of kindergarten to start the exciting journey of our school life. If it were not for what we have gone through as individuals and the many trials we faced, we would not be here today as a class getting ready to walk across this stage. We are all here for many reasons. It may just be to put a smile on our parents' faces as they see us walk across this stage and make them proud to see all of our accomplishments pay off over the years. The past is like that best friend that we can tell everything to and knows everything about us. It holds all of our embarrassing stories we do not want to ever bring back up, along with the wonderful funny ones. At any time, we can look back on the past and for either a good cry or a great laugh that might make us pee our pants. A fortunate part about being able to look back on the past is seeing how far we have come and improved individually. During these 4 years, we have made many fantastic memories with our fellow classmates that we can look back on one day and smile. As we all go our separate ways, we must remember not to live in the past, but live in the moment. In the future, we must continue to make every day count and continue to live by what Rafiki says, to learn from our past and not run from it, as we continue to face the future head on.
The biggest lesson learned throughout high school, which was given to me by both my senior English teacher and my dad: don't wish your life away. We spend all of high school trying to get through it, constantly wishing for the next moment. I wish I was in high school. I wish I had a car. I wish it was graduation. If we keep wishing our life away, by the time we know it, we'll all be dead. As blunt as it may sound, it's true. Everyone anticipates the future. I would even wholeheartedly argue that I do it the most out of everyone. And it's a lesson I'm still learning myself. But I think it's one worth sharing. Whether it be for the grandparents watching or the freshmen who just came for their siblings, but especially us seniors who are getting ready to take on another part of our life. We can't anticipate what is happening next all the time. I honestly wish I didn't spend all lunch trying to figure out who a subtweet was about or complaining about how much I was going to have to work that night. But instead, to enjoy the people I was with in that moment, to enjoy the laughs that made our stomach ache, and the people who made you smile so big your cheeks were sore for what seemed like forever. It is important to be in the now and giving people our full selves, not distracted by technology or our stress, to be completely focused on what is happening around you. Try something new every day, whether it be complimenting one person or opening up a little to a close friend. Just make the most out of the life you have. Besides just in our everyday lives, we should be in the now of our community, state, and country even, to get involved volunteering or helping neighbors, to even fight for something you believe in and make a difference. We need to stop waiting for tomorrow, but to do it today. The biggest example I can give is someone telling me, and probably all of you at least once, high school will be over before you know it. I never thought it would end freshman year. I thought I was never going to stop hearing Appleman say, once a Matador, always a Matador. But the day has come, and here we are. Since today is the last day of our high school careers, let's make sure to make the rest of our lives meaningful. I hope everyone can take one thing away from this, and that is to be present. Be present in the lives of the people you love. Be present in the activities you are choosing every day, but be present in each moment you are making. Every moment passes so fast, and think how happy you would be if you experienced as much of them as you could to the fullest. So don't wish your life away.
Brace yourselves. I have some bad news. We have been lied to our whole life. Toys don't talk and go on adventures. No one gets carried away to other countries becoming royalty. Rubbing a lamp does not give us wishes. Kissing frogs does not make us cool. And we all have to grow up eventually. Dreams are a serious matter. Most importantly, we have to work hard to make them become reality. They do not just happen by luck or chance. Dreams are made real by hard work, determination, and focusing on what we all want to do in life. Personally, I was lost trying to figure out what my dream was, and even what I have chosen can still change at any time. Over the past years, I have come to many graduations on this field, watching students who put even the littlest effort during high school take the chance to move on and make their dreams a reality. My best friend has pushed hard every day to become the best athlete she could be. Faith sits here among us as a peer ready to move on to her next step in life. Her dream is coming true because of her relentless dedication to golf in school. While growing up, Faith's dream was to be a college golfer. Because of going to the course every week for 10 years, she has been able to make her dream a reality at the D1 level. Faith decided to take it upon herself to work hard even when she may have wanted to give up, which inspires me to do the same in the years to come. While growing through high school, we each discovered our dream, or became more in love with the dreams we already had. We may not all want to take our dreams to college, however, if you do, every effort must be used to get that dream to become a reality. These dreams that we each have come from our past and our present, all in preparation for what our future will hold. All of us sitting here have determination. We just have to be the ones who want to use it. Making dreams into realities can take time, sometimes even years. At the end, the results show hard work make the dreams into realities. High school is not the end of working hard. It may just be the beginning. I've heard a quote before that if a man loves what he does, he never works a day in his life. My wish for all of you is that you find what you love and pursue it. Class of 2017, it is our time to take a hold of our future, grabbing it by the horns and charging on. I mean, that is what Matadors do best.
Thank you, ladies. Dr. Troy Bales, it is my pleasure to present to you the Shadow Mountain High School class of 2017. The students seated before you have met all of the requirements for graduation set forth by the Paradise Valley Unified School District and the state of Arizona.
On behalf of the governing board of the Paradise Valley Unified School District, I accept the class of 2017 and award each of them a high school diploma.
Dr. Bales, Dr. Skidmore, would you please assist in the awarding of the individual diplomas to our students? As our readers, Mr. Michael Steinkemper and Ms. Laura Packard, call their names. We would like to remind all the graduates and guests that every parent would like to hear their graduate's name called. So we ask that you be courteous and remain seated until the end of the ceremony. Thank you.
Gabriel Alonso Chavez.
Kevin Alejandro Chavarria Delgado.
Jennifer Emily Cheatham.
Noah Candelario Chavez.
Deep Contractor.
Justin Michael Chichester.
Caitlin Sedona Cornelius.
Stephen Robert Coburn.
Narita Alexandra Corremesa.
Michael Patrick Conway.
Tyler Robert Christ.
Kelsey Kimberly Corral.
Jordan Alexander Dawes.
Leah Nicole Craver.
Brianne Louise Desjardins.
Faith Ann D'Ortenzio.
Luis Alberto Franco Duarte.
Samuel David DiBartolo.
Matthew Nolan Elliott.
Joseph Angelo DiGiacomo.
Perry Rayanne Christie Ellis.
Hannah Jeanette Eamon.
Emma Dasha Everson.
Connor Kincaid Ellis.
Jessica Eileen Fine.
Gavin James Eli.
Dominique Marie Flowers.
Edson Fernandez.
Cody Austin Freiberger.
Lazarick Tier Fletcher.
Chris Lee Galvin.
Jessica Catherine Frisbee.
Enrique de Jesus Garcia Yepes.
Haley Lynn Funk.
Emily Rose Marie Gillespie.
Erica Nicole Garcia.
Garrett Robert Gomez.
Elias McKay Gardner.
Natalie Isabel Gutierrez.
Natalie Joy Grace Goldman.
Antonia Christina Haristoy.
Arturo Orozco Granillo.
Michaela Aiden Hawks.
Camille Hamill.
Michael James Hine.
Latiana Janae Haynes.
Drew Rotman.
Jacob Andrew Hernansky.
Alexis Lee Hitchcock.
Carrie Lynn Hill.
Joseph Benjamin House.
Nathan Ray John Hollins.
Cole Richard Isiri Ramos.
Zachary Whitefeather Hauser.
Devin Edward Japanji.
Nisi Goretti Jara Aguirre.
Cameron Christopher Jimmy.
Hayden J. Jensen.
Darby Donna Johnson.
Udith Kareneth Joby.
Marcus Allen Jones.
Sarah Elizabeth Johnson.
Adelise Gerardo Rodriguez.
Shaylin Ray Jones.
Alexander William Otto Katek.
Riley J. Jordan.
Kirk Grigor Korsikian.
Ashley Elizabeth Cass.
China D. Cochler.
Kaylin Marie Keith.
Tyler Randolph Couch.
Lindsay Elizabeth Kenobi.
Adam Wesley Kruger.
Joey Mason Kanyez.
Nadare Kukderet.
Alyssa Marie Cravel.
Colton David Cutis.
Sierra Ann Kruger.
Karina Mar Lasso.
Zachary Allen Kurtz.
Matthew James Lefevre.
Nicole Amy Larimore.
Yuasho Lian.
Andrew Michael Lefevre.
Kitri Ray Lucas.
Abasai Leon Pinto.
Alejandro Mahon.
Jesse Lopez Rodriguez.
Araya Lene Masters.
Elijah Angelo Macaranas.
Rashad Matthews.
Joffney Martinez.
Madison Maud McCann Norton.
Daniel Lewis Matthews.
Charles Braden McDonald.
Thomas Cole Mattingly.
Brian Allen McIntosh.
Brittany Nicole McCarthy.
San Gabriel Toby Mendoza.
Faith Angela McGurthy.
Darwin Paul Mick.
Hamilton Charles Mee.
Nicholas Constantinos Mori.
Laura Merced Mercado Aguayo.
Callie Sue Moyer.
Molly Hayes Mulvin.
Lillian Ashley Milway.
Stephen Alexander Motley.
Tyler Joshua Nye.
Victoria Catherine Myrick.
Emer Joan Omani.
Gabriela Nincheva.
Nathan Michael Opaki.
Adia Marie Noble.
Jordan Anthony Pace.
Trinity Rose O'Loughlin.
Max James Pasqua.
Junyi Oyang.
Damar Pena Dominguez.
Logan Thomas Palachi.
Alicia Belen Perez.
Brittany Lynn Pearson James.
Cole Matthew Peter.
Aldo Miguel Perez.
Joshua Brendan Puccini.
Carson Perry.
Mary Alexis Ramirez.
Michael Julius Picars.
Alfred Rivera.
Better? Better than you thought it would be?
Guadalupe Naomi Quiros.
Sophia Marie Robinson.
Mitchell Cordell Reddy.
Anthony Joel Rodriguez.
Joseph Anthony Robles.
Lyric Alexander Rogers.
Arimalis Sufrant Rodriguez.
Roxanne Renee Ruark.
Jaylene Romero.
Dina Marie Sabah.
Samantha Page Brudisil.
Benjamin Samara.
Brady James Sappick.
Corbin Mason Scherf.
Nayef Salim Sage.
What's your other battery at?
Sophia Rose Schmer.
No, what's you switched it out, right?
Matthew Philip Schilling.
This is it.
Samuel Montgomery Shutter.
Benjamin Grant Schneider.
Catherine Marie Sorelli.
J.C. Randy Sepulveda Herrera.
Marcus Lamar Shaver Jr.
Kazra Shahidi Nameh.
Dylan Joseph Simpson.
David Charles Shoup.
Scarlett Vaughn Smith.
Autumn Pearl Cisneros.
Amy Ray Sorensen.
Marshall Decker Suter.
Kayla Ann Souther.
Maria Guadalupe Soto Romero.
They're gonna appreciate it.
Darian Renal Spotsville.
They both have 2 cameras each.
Clarice Marie Spear.
They wouldn't buy another battery, so they got another camera.
Christopher Anson Stewart.
Megan Michelle Starr.
Obviously don't know how.
Bailey Alexandra Stalker.
Wiley Augusta Stewart.
Christian Dion Sturdivant.
Tara Nicole Stovall.
Carolus Emmanuel Sirianami.
Jeremy Roy Simons.
Drake Allen Alora.
Anton Garo Hermanian.
I just saw 3 more people going.
Andres Mendina.
Marshall David Tanner.
Tyler J. Lithgow.
Jamie Ann Taylor.
James William Marr.
Caitlin Michelle Thaden.
Evan Charles Chavez.
Megan Marie Tamioni.
Abel Joaquin Calderon Mesa.
Alicia Ann Valdez.
Christopher Dean Harrington.
Destiny Nicole Valenzuela.
Connor Timothy Fleming.
Nidia Paola Valenzuela.
Juan Francisco Gonzalez Ruiz.
Dimitri Nectares Vasilou.
Edgardo Xavier Olivas.
Rose Anne-Marie Voigt.
Eric Michael Guy.
Ashley Virginia Vasacek.
Ana Fernanda Esparza Cortez.
Scott Paul Burrich.
Hunter Maxwell Brock.
Christopher Michael Wade.
Johanna Kate Johnston.
Emily Angeline Wagner.
Tara Marie Anderson.
They didn't spend taking so many pictures.
Lauren Victoria Welch.
Rebecca Diane Scheibe.
Kyle John Wenzel.
Sarah Ann Todd.
Nicholas Jermar White.
Emily Jane Ronca.
Taryn Adriana White.
Savannah Ashley Davis.
Dumont Paul Witt III.
Venecia Romero Cordero.
Faith Ashley Chrisman.
Donna Michelle Peñol.
Daniel Scott Wilson.
Gabriella Rose Fireman.
Connor Glenn Teehee.
Samantha Butanda Arredondo.
Ariana Lee Williams.
Emery Hope Catron.
Andrew Michael Wimmer.
Danielle Nicole Register.
Vincent Robert Wisman.
Nicole Adriana Rodriguez Mesa.
Well done.
Daniel James Wolters.
Tialani Natasha Hughes.
Kayla Riley Marie Wood.
Haley Nicole McEwen.
Savannah Aaliyah Wright.
Austin Anthony Moreno.
Jesse Mitchell Zelkin.
Sage Mireya Witt.
Edward Alexander McNorton.
Sutlu Taimali Nesia Taubman.
Zachary William Scott Jansen.
Kylie Sarita Manuelito.
Alize Denise Hannum Avery.
Kiera Shaundine Manuelito. Cody Clark Evans.
Well done. Great work. Last but not least, well done. That's a really I'll wait till everyone's back. Class of 2017, I'm going to ask you to rise one last time. Class of 2017, work hard, be nice, move your tassel from right to left, and congratulations! This concludes our graduation exercise. Thank you for coming.